Bonjour tout le monde, je suis à Bali, au Centre Bumi Sehat en compagnie de Robin Lim, qui est sage-femme. Et comme je l'avais écrit dans un billet de blog avant de partir, c'était très important pour moi de venir rencontrer Robin ici parce que j'avais vraiment envie de travailler avec le Centre Bumi Sehat. Je vais la laisser vous expliquer en gros ce qu'est le Centre Bumi Sehat. Et en fait, en venant ici, j'ai décidé que j'allais prendre une partie de l'argent que je vais charger pour faire mes ateliers d'huiles essentielles pendant toute l'année 2017 et remettre au centre Bumi Sehat, en espérant pouvoir grandir et pouvoir redonner plus d'argent, car c'est vraiment une cause qui me tient vraiment à cœur et j'ai envie de pouvoir aider encore plus de couples, de femmes, de bébés. Donc, je vous présente Robin Venne, sage-femme à Bali. Maybe I'll just move to you so I don't have... whoops, sorry. Pardon tout le monde, je vais essayer de flipper. Ah, mais ça marche pas. Ok, on va rester comme ça. We'll stay like this, it's better.
Okay.
If you could just explain a little bit of, just quickly, the story of Bumi Sehat.
Yes. When I arrived in Bali about 25 years ago, there was a situation where people did not have access to the kind of maternity care that I would consider respectful, hygienic, kind, loving, and excellent. They did not have access to that. So I tried to work with some midwives here, and it was really great experience. And I could see their challenges. Like, it was very hard for them to have support from the hospitals when needed. It was very hard for them to have supplies when needed. And it was also very hard for the people because they had no transportation to a safe, kind, clean, loving place. They just had no access, and they had also no money to pay. And at that time in Bali, and sometimes even now, if you don't pay the bill, you cannot take your baby home. And also women were dying in unattended home births. And then of course the most women were doing okay in home birth if they could call their traditional birth attendant to help them. But the traditional birth attendants were not passing their ilmu, their skills and their knowledge and their wisdom to the next generation, because the government was saying no one may give birth at home. And that is because women began to hemorrhage to death following the birth of their babies during the third stage of labor. They started to bleed to death when they changed the rice. So it was the politics of food. The staple food, which was the red, organically grown indigenous rice of Bali, got replaced by the fast-growing, high-yield rice designed by American scientists to end hunger, because you could have 3 crops a year instead of 2. And so this rice had no nutritional value. It was polished to white. Oh, excuse me.
It's okay.
Sorry, I'll try to quickly. Just 1 minute.
Yes.
Hello, Zion. I'm at the clinic. Okay, I need to go home and take a nap. I'm about to fall down. Okay, what time is it now? It's about 2:30 now. If he's on the way, send him now. Send him now. If he's gonna wait an hour, then tell him to come back later, like at 4, no later, okay? Call me back and tell me. Okay, love you, bye. Bye-bye, I love you. So, sorry about the phone.
It's okay.
That was my son. His friends just got married and has a pregnant wife.
Nice.
So, yeah, so we have this situation where the leading cause of death in Bali became hemorrhage following childbirth. And it's preventable. It's preventable by good nutrition. It's preventable by excellent care and access to excellent care. But again, if you're talking about the poorest people, the access has to be free care. And so Bumi Sehat set out as a concerned group of citizens and midwives and nurses and breastfeeding advocates, and we decided to make a nonprofit foundation, and the rest is history. We've been together, the same people working together ever since. We
Beautiful.
love our vision and we love our mission, and we feel honored to do the work. It's not always easy. Like, for example, at the moment I'm exhausted, but it's so fulfilling, the work.
And you have this clinic in Bali. There's one in Sumatra, if I'm not mistaken.
In Aceh, in the
Aceh.
tsunami zone,
Yes.
and there's also one in the Philippines in the storm zone, in the disaster area,
Yes.
in Dulag. Now, in 2017, with the help of our supporters and donors, we plan to open the Bumi Sehat branch in Jaipura, Papua, where you have a very, very indigent population. You also have wealthy people, but the problem is the hospital, they practice on the poor people by giving them cesarean even if they don't need it. So almost all the poor people have cesarean, and then these are women who have to dig with a stick in the dirt to get the potatoes that they plant, the tubers, the indigenous potato, not like potato as we know it, to get this food that they plant, and they live on steep hillsides, and they can't possibly do well healing from a cesarean birth. But then it takes, 4 men have to carry them home on one of these cots, to bring them up the mountains to go home. It's very sad, and then they cannot function for a long time, and many of them die in the postpartum. So Jaipura, Papua has a great need, and we're going to fill that. And with the help of a friend from Japan who you recently met from Earth Company, also with the help of a church there, they've given us the land. Now in Palawan, Philippines, very high maternal and infant mortality rate. It's also a conflict area because the Philippines has islands that are being taken by China. So anyway, the government, the military, and the Bidans, the Midwives Association, has asked me to build a branch there, which will be very busy. And we can help bring families from the small outer islands where they're dying in childbirth so easily, and bring them a month before their due date and give them cottages to live in, and we'll have an organic garden, so we can farm food, and we can help the families. They can help in the garden to keep their dignity, because they're going to be living with us and working with us until the birth of their baby. So
beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's a wonderful plan.
Yes.
We're excited.
Yes. So I was saying in French that in the next year, and hopefully after, keep going with the workshop. Like I was telling you, I will do the workshops on essential oils with pregnancy and family, babies and stuff. And I will give back some money from the money that the people pay for the workshop. Here at Bumi Sehat, you work a lot with natural medicine.
Yes, we do. We have acupuncture, we have homeopathy, and we do use essential oils in many different ways. For example, frankincense oil for the relief of tumors. I love the oil of Melissa,
Yes.
because it helps the mother and the baby also, and anyone that uses this oil, to actually understand that they have the right to be here on earth. So many babies sometimes will hold the labor back, or go post dates, or have a very slow, reluctant birth, because they don't feel like their parents wanted them. And some of us, we don't know at the moment of conception if we're going to stay together like that. So a baby suddenly, might be made to feel like unwanted, or like the decision was made to have this baby but not really. And so in order for the baby to feel welcome on the planet, and the mother to feel that she has and she's entitled to love, and she's entitled to comfort, and she's entitled to her place here on earth, the oil of Melissa is my favorite. Here in the village we have a lot of head lice, so I'm always putting lavender oil in the children's hair, and the little children, so that it repels. It doesn't really cure lice, but it does repel lice. They don't like to go on head with lavender oil, and of course they all love it. It's not a kind of scent we get easily here. We have other beautiful scents like ylang-ylang.
Yes.
And but we, the plumeria also. But lavender is something very unique and special to the people here. And
I think
people
if I'm
bring us oils.
If I'm not mistaken, the company I work with, the doTERRA oils, I think they grow the ylang-ylang here in Indonesia.
Probably.
Yes, I think so. I think it's the best. The best.
We have
place.
excellent
Yes.
ylang-ylang.
Yes, and some people sometimes donate essential oils.
We have had donations that
Yes.
have been absolutely essential, for example, for getting rid of tumors for mothers. Sometimes tiny little jars of the orange oil for the mom who has so much nausea. Sometimes very nice. And there are beautiful resources and books that can guide you to how to use essential oils safely and effectively in pregnancy. And I really recommend them.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you.
Me too. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
love that we share a vision. You
Yes.
should go take some pictures of our babies. Ask the
Yes,
mothers.
I
They'll
will.
be happy to share.
I will.
They usually love
definitely.
it. Yeah, I will put some on our Facebook later.
Okay,
I
good.
love you.
Thank you. Me too.
Okay.
Merci
Bye-bye.
tout le monde de votre écoute. J'espère que cette vidéo vous inspire autant que ça m'inspire moi. Et puis, au plaisir de vous voir dans mes ateliers d'huiles essentielles pour vous enseigner toutes les belles méthodes naturelles pour prendre soin de votre santé pendant que vous êtes enceinte, après, pendant l'allaitement et aussi avec vos petits bébés, vos enfants. À bientôt!